from the Galactic Garden Sanctuary. So today's broadcast is about tomorrow, which is Friday, what is it, the 19th? Okay, so it's the new moon, and in Vedic astrology, it's the new moon in the month of Jesta. And that means it's also the personality of Saturn, called Shani Dev in Sanskrit, the personality of Saturn's appearance day, and or, well, like we usually go birthday, but since he's a demigod in charge of a planet, they call it Shani Jayanti. So it's victory and et cetera, et cetera. So Saturn in Vedic astrology, and practically everybody else's astrology too, is the number one malefic. If you got problems, a lot of times they like to blame Saturn or Shani Dev. So, but it's not all bad. So just like, and we're going to read from this really good astrologer's book, How to Read Your Horoscope. Oh, wait, that's my book. About some of the aspects of Saturn. So it rules delays, problems, restrictions, miseries, losses. Okay, so you can see, okay, this he can give you a lot of problems. However, there was another astrologer did a really good book called Saturn, Friend or Foe. So definitely can give all kinds of problems, but also Saturn gives, and listen to this, longevity, leadership, wisdom, detachment, and one's fate and destiny. So if Saturn's happy with you, you can do good. And if Saturn's there because you got some unresolved karma, oh, it's like having a strict teacher in school. We used to have nuns, and if you were messing around, they'd like whack your hand with a ruler. So Saturn's kind of like that. It's like a strict teacher. If you're paying attention and you're doing the work, you'll get a great education and you can flourish. If you're trying to be the class clown and Saturn's there, it's going to hurt. So we're going to give you a few things to do to help celebrate Saturn's birthday, and or, as they say, Shani Jayanti. Okay, so you could bake a cake and put some candles on it and sing "Happy Birthday to you, Shani Day," or that's not really very traditional Indian, Vedic, or anything. But here's some things that are really good. In Vedic astrology, the best part about it, not only can you determine what kind of a person they are, and you could also make outlandish predictions, but the number one best thing, in my opinion, about Vedic astrology, it gives remedial measures. So remedial measures means in your chart, there are things that are really good. Remedial measures make them even more better. Okay. And then instead of saying the bad things, because a lot of Americans don't like that word bad. So then we go, it also gives you the tools to deal with your challenges. So the first thing is mantras. And in Kali Yuga, mantras are kind of like the number one thing you want to be doing for good stuff. So here's a mantra for Saturn, and you could, we'll put it on our site or something, how you pronounce it or whatever. Om Kam King Kaun Shri Sanascharya Namaha. Om Kam King Kaun Shri Sanascharya Namaha. Om Kam King Kaun Shri Sanascharya Namaha. So that's a nice mantra. That's like saying really nice things to Saturn, and he'll be pleased with you. Now, the other thing is gemstones. So gemstones are the gemstone normally used for Saturn is a blue sapphire, but those are, you got to watch them blue sapphires, and they can get quite expensive. Otherwise, lapis lazuli is an excellent gemstone to use for Saturn. And even though tomorrow's Friday, normally you kind of honor Saturn on, guess what? Saturn day, Saturday, Saturn's day. Okay. So, and it really, if you make Saturn happy, then all kinds of the negative things don't hit as hard or don't hit at all. And the good starts to flourish. Now, here's some of the other things you could do. A really big remedial measure is called charity. So if you want to if you give charity tomorrow on Saturn's, it appeases Saturn. He's very pleased. Oh, they're giving charity on my day. So that's really good. Now, the other things you can do are to give certain kinds of charity. So you can give it on that day. Charity any day is good. But if you're going to give charity, why not do it astrologically and get a few extra benefits? That's my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, some of the things you can do in terms of giving charity is to give to persons that Saturn rules over. So homeless people, elderly people, people who are crippled, or I don't know if that's correct anymore. They're something physically challenged. So those, and then you can also give things that are Saturn oriented. So blue objects, black objects, things that are produced in the earth. So if you're growing anything, you could, that's definitely a Saturn kind of a, so you got some pineapples growing, or you got some mangoes, or you got some kale, whatever it is you're growing, you could also give that in charity. So tomorrow, celebrate Shani Jayanti, Saturn's birthday, by either and you could do all of them, the more the better. So you can do mantras, you can use some lapis lazuli, and you could give in charity, and you could give to specific kinds of people in charity, or you can give specific types of items. So they usually say anything blue, anything brown, anything black, that's a good thing to do. So that's the story for the day. And we'll try and keep you posted as to other interesting phenomena that are happening in the sky over our heads and around the planet, et cetera, et cetera. And that will really, this is good stuff. It helps you live a better life, a more fulfilling life, get spiritual benefits, get material benefits. And on that note, aloha, harbo, arrivederci, ciao. What else did they say? Goodbye. God bless. See you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hey, Batman was kind of Saturnian, black. All right. And that's it. And the famous words of Porky Pig. That's all, folks.